email reach out, does it work? Someone said to me the other day, I don't bother sending emails anymore, they don't work. And I thought, well, that's quite a sweeping statement, isn't it? Like, do you send 3 a week and think they don't work? Or are they to the right people? Did they say the right thing? What was your intent? How did it look? How did it land? Do you know the people? There's a lot of variables there. So I'm always big into data. Data is the biggest evidence you're going to have, right? So you need to say to yourself, why didn't they work or why do they work? And if they don't work, but somebody else in your office is sending emails that do work, you've got to say to them, show us your emails. What's your setup before you send the email? And then think about what you can do to set yourself up to be the authority in your field, the subject matter expert, the trusted advisor before your email goes in their inbox. This is quite important because once an email goes in their inbox, you know, if they're not expecting it and you're amongst invoice queries or problems with their team or problems with production, they can just delete. So there's a lot at play here. Let's go back a few steps. Let's pretend you are reaching out to your top clients or to your top acquisition clients, right? So what can you do, first of all, to line up before you send an email? Can you go on LinkedIn? What's the company doing on LinkedIn? What's the industry standard? What's the topic of interest? Is that individual on LinkedIn? What are they saying? Are you connected? What are they posting about? What are they commenting on? Who are they following? What can you do on LinkedIn yourself if they're posting? Fantastic. You can make a comment on that post as long as it's relevant and interesting. Join in the conversation if you've got an opinion to say. Be careful with your opinion. You need to be looking like the trusted advisor, the authority in your field, and the subject matter expert, someone who's going to add value. So just be aware of what you're writing. So first we need to connect with them. Then you need to be on there and add in some value, add in some comments and interest. And then that might earn you the right to then send out a personalized message. Not a URL in there, it'll look like spam, but something that says to them, hey, I noticed you've been posting about this. This might be of value to you. So can you add? Can you be helpful, right? Remember, the sale happens when you're busy helping people. That's a really important line to write down somewhere. So what can you do helping people? Now, all these things are not to do with email, but what they're doing is they're setting you up to then send your email in a different environment. Do you see what I mean? You're now sending an email to somebody that already knows your name, right? You might go, that's all well and good, but Frank Smith's not on LinkedIn. And I want to say to you, is he or she on LinkedIn or not? Because if you're not on LinkedIn, you don't know if they're on LinkedIn. And I say this because I'm often being told in programs, no, I'm not on LinkedIn. People think it's social media, which it isn't. It's a business platform. And then I say, are you on? They go, no, our clients aren't on. And I look their clients up and their clients are on. So if you're not on, check that out first. If you're on and your clients aren't on, fair enough, different strategy. But if you can, you want your email to land with a person who already sees you as someone who's going to add value. And then look at your email. What does the subject head say? Are you making it about you and your business or about them? Are you basically show up and throw up and talking at them? Or are you going in, partnering and collaborating and adding values? Think about, how does your email look? The body of the email, what's the purpose? Is the purpose to set up a demo or a meeting? In which case, keep it short to the point. If you give too much away, there's no need for them to see you. So keep it, I'd say, under 3 bullet points. Be very clear while you're messaging. If you have somebody in common, get to the point quickly. Blake from so-and-so suggested we should be in contact with each other. Get to the point quickly. If they're high D on the extended disc scale and they've got to fight hard to find, they won't bother, they'll just delete it. So anything that's relevant, that's a connection, there's a positive connection, mention it soon. Mention what you do that you might think that might be of value. You're not really asking for anything, unless you are, in which case be clear about that. But if you're looking to give value, then give value. For example, if you see they've posted something and you're going to say, hey, I saw your post this week on LinkedIn, this might be of value, and you're adding a brochure, you're adding something, then say why you're adding it. You know, page 7 explains how it might help you with X, Y, and Z that you're currently posting about on LinkedIn. Then think about how else your email looks. Is that it? Clean, tight, to the point, wonderful. The little review might go on there with somebody else that's had your product, solution, or service and is happy. Again, it takes up bandwidth, it takes up space. But if they're looking for evidence and they glance down, it's real estate, right? That review is on real estate. Your email going through is your mini pitch to them. So make sure everything they look at is professional, clean, tidy, on point, and completely aligned with what they have. And then think about your signature. Are you aligning your signature to what they need? Because if it's a clean signature that aligns, you're going to get much further with good hyperlinks and things like that. So think about that, and then think about sending it out. Let's say you've got 300 people to send it to. Send out to the lower clients first, because I'm telling you now, after 5 or 6, you start to evolve what you're going to say in your email. And then when you get to number 20, bang, straight to the top clients, right? The top individual, and then orbit all the way around that person. So you're sending it to each person that's of influence. Okay, that's what I think about emails. I think there's definitely a place for them when they're used properly. And if you can preempt on LinkedIn first, you'll be outside of the clutter of their email box.